got the X, I got the X. Maybe you thought you won, but I'm still undefeated.
Hey guys, just before this video starts, if any of you guys are looking to buy or sell any cheap Rocket League credits, blueprints, items, basically anything you want, AOEAH is a third-party website that buys and sells Rocket League items. If you want to check it out, use the link in the description and use code XYZ on your checkout for 6% off your order. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to have a little bit of an economic chat with you guys about something that me and a lot of other trader friends I have been doing for a while and why I'm suggesting it to some of you guys. So this involves the RLCS events that happen, well, they used to happen approximately every 6 months, but right now with Epic Games taking over and changing to the RLCS X format, it looks like it's going to be a little bit less frequent right now. But I wanted to talk about, based on past experiences, how I made over almost $4,000 from just taking a vacation for a weekend. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking to you guys about is RLCS 7. Now, this was a trip that I took, I think it was a year and a half now. It was the summer of 2019. Yeah, the summer of 2019. Just making sure I had my years right because I was thinking it was last year, but I'm like, nope. Last year was COVID, everything got canceled. The summer of 2019, I went to RLCS 7. This happened in New Jersey, which I don't live in the area, so I wanted to talk to you guys about all the costs and expenses, along with everything I made out of it. So I purchased a total of 10 tickets to the RLCS 7. Now you're probably thinking, why'd you purchase 10 tickets? Well, with each ticket comes a code that gives you these Emerald Pros. It's the only way you can get these Emerald Pro wheels, and it's the only chance you can ever get a code for these Emerald Pro wheels. So you can kind of understand why these over time become quite a desirable item to acquire, because they get rarer and rarer over time, and you know, they're a pretty sick wheel, right? So I purchased 10 tickets to get these things. Now, on a side note, I did get kind of lucky because I accidentally duped some codes with my friend, and I'll explain that to you guys later. But let's start off. So the costs total of 10 tickets, after taxes, fees, and everything, it was approximately like $68, but for calculator purposes, we're going to say it was $700 because it was just a little bit under $70 each. So a total cost for the tickets was $700. Now for the hotel in that area, obviously it'll vary depending on where in the country it is. But if you're talking a big city, and with RLCS happening that weekend, almost all the hotels within a 2-mile radius of the place were pretty much sold out, or their prices had gone up really high because everyone was wanting a hotel within walking distance. So it was approximately $300 a night for a 3-day trip. So that's $900 right now. So this trip is getting expensive, but we're going to talk to you guys about where the profit comes in later. So we're at a total cost of about $1,600 right now. Now you're probably wondering, that's pretty much the bulk of the costs. Well, you're right. I'd say there's about $200 that I had spent between food, because I did go with my dad. It was a fun trip for the weekend. So there's gas that you have to factor of driving across the country, plus meals and anything else, like if you want to buy a shirt at RLCS or any like special memorabilia while you're there. About $200 is what you're looking to spend on pretty much everything else that you didn't really plan for based on tickets and the hotel rooms. So you're looking at a total cost of about $1,800 for this weekend trip that I spent. Now let's talk to you about where the profit came. Now these Emerald Pro codes, originally I had sold, I have it right here, I had originally sold 5 codes at $300 each for a total of $1,500. Now that is most of my money made back with only 5 codes already sold. We're only $300 in the hole now. The remaining 5 codes, I waited a couple months, you know, prices increased gradually over time, and I sold them for $450 each, making a total then for those 5 codes of $2,250. So my 10 codes I had sold for a total of $3,750 while only spending $1,800. So I more than doubled my money just from this weekend trip that I got to take. And you know, it's a vacation, right? I had a good time. RLCS was a great experience, and I made money out of this. So this is why I'm telling you guys about this. Is these are some of the things you can do to get yourself a free trip to RLCS. If you play the market correctly with these codes, you can end up paying for your entire trip just by buying a few extra tickets. Now, an interesting thing that happened with my situation is that I was going to be meeting, a lot of friends because I had a lot of trader buddies, a lot of just anybody I had met through Rocket League was going to be there, and we're going to be meeting up and hanging out. But one of my friends unfortunately had a family emergency come up. I won't disclose his identity or anything. He had a family emergency come up, and he wasn't able to make it. And the day before, he asked if he could transfer me 5 tickets that he had and that I could get them scanned. Because what Rocket League implemented that season is that you don't just get the codes for these pro wheels just from buying tickets. You have to actually show up in the event, and the tickets have to get scanned, and then they will email you your code later just to confirm that you actually went to the event, because they had a problem in past events of people buying hundreds of seats and then never showing up. So there was just a bunch of empty seats because people were doing this and trying to just get a bunch of the codes. But he had transferred, my friend had transferred me his 5 tickets because he just wanted me to get them scanned. But interestingly enough, I was emailed 15 codes, which I thought, okay, all right, these are his 5 codes. I should just send them to him once I got the email. But he had told me he already got emailed his 5 codes. So I had gotten 15 codes, whereas he had gotten his 5. So what we did is we split those. I gave him his 3, or I might have given him 2.5. I don't remember exactly. But basically, I had 2 extra codes on top of the 10 that I had gotten basically completely free based on just a system error. So these 2 codes I actually still have, surprisingly enough, unredeemed, and the market has gone up a lot more. Currently, the lowest in the past month I've seen one sell for is $500, whereas the highest I've seen one sell for is $900. So there is a huge range of prices on these codes. It's all based on the sellers and the buyers, depending on who you're buying from, whether it's a safe source, a trusted source, things like that people are willing to pay more for in some occasions. But I am currently saving my 2 codes. I'm saving the second to last code. I'm only going to be selling it for $800. I'm not taking any less at this point because the market is going to continue to go up. I mean, if I just sit solid at my price, eventually the market will reach my price and someone will buy it, or it'll go up even further and I'll just increase my price. But my final remaining code, I have already told myself, I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to sell it once it hits approximately $1,200 US. I'm just not going to touch it at that point until it reaches $1,200. I mean, there's no need for me to sell it. There's no rush. I mean, the way things have been going with Rocket League, these prices will continue to keep going up gradually over time until the game dies, essentially. Like, these codes are just going to keep going up. So if you take on, assuming that I sell those last final 2 codes at $800 and $1,200 respectively, I will have made a total of $5,750 just from selling my 12 codes that I got, while my total cost was only $1,800. So I'm telling you this again because I want you guys to be able to enjoy RLCS. So if maybe you're having tough times, maybe your family can't afford the ticket, you might want to show, if you're like in the situation where I was 16, I might have been 17, but anyways, I wasn't an adult yet. I couldn't go on a trip all by my own yet. I needed a parent. I kind of had to tell my dad and explain everything to him of how I was going to make money and pay for this trip, which once he understood it all, he agreed to. So I figured I'd put this video out there to help some of you guys that maybe want a free vacation, or, just want to go to RLCS and maybe can't afford it, that these codes do actually sell for a decent amount of money, and if you keep your codes and then sell them on the secondary market, you can make most, if not all of your money back just from, being smart with them. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace out.